It's happened. Last year's starting quarterback Sam Howell has been traded from the Commanders to the Seahawks. Let's go. We have Commanders breaking news coming out of Ashburn, Virginia. For an update, we go to the Ref the District studios. Here's the Stoner. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to this breaking news update here on Ref the District. I am the Stoner. We have got a massive story, massive breaking news. Of course, you've already heard it. The trade of quarterback Sam Howell to the Seahawks. We're going to get into a lot of the details of it, what the trade is, what the compensation is, what it means for Washington moving forward, and of course, what does it mean for Sam Howell? I mean, this is a big deal here. This guy started here in Washington for the last 18 games, 17 this past season, all 17, and then the last game of the prior year when Taylor Heineke said, nah, you go ahead. You start Sam Howell for this last game of the year against the Cowboys and really start this frenzy. So it's happened, and it's kind of a big deal. Look, if you're pro Sam or anti Sam, whatever, he's gone. He is no longer here with the organization. There's a lot of reasons behind it, and we're going to get into it. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification so you know when we are putting out content, which is, all the time, especially in free agency season, trade season, drafts coming up. And so we're pretty excited about everything that we're getting out there. Now, I don't know what the likelihood was before the season started of Sam Howell being traded by the end of the year. I wonder what the odds would have been on something like that. I mean, it would have been such long shot odds, plus 5,000 or something when we went into the season that Sam would be traded in the off season. That's crazy. But if you are into betting on things like that, there's no better place to bet than at BetOnline. BetOnline continues to be the number one source for all of these types of wagers, and including basketball wagering needs, pro and college hoops. We're right in the middle of tournament season, so get into BetOnline and make those bets. They have up-to-the-minute odds, stats, and trends. You can follow all your favorite teams and in their playoffs in the NBA, in-game live betting contests, and all the best player props. Say that 5 times fast. Head to BetOnline today to become part of the team, and remember to use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, the game starts here. And always, please remember to bet responsibly. We like to remind you of that at all times. But listen, this is massive news, and we've got it here for you on Ref the District. Sam Howell has been traded to the Seattle Seahawks. Here is the specifics of the deal. Sam Howell's gone, but also Washington is sending a couple of this year's picks, their 4th and their 6th rounder. Their 4th rounder, which was number 102 overall, and their 6th rounder, which was 179. All 3 of those are going to Seattle. Commanders get back a 3rd rounder, pick number 78 overall, and a 5th rounder, pick number 152 overall. So that's some compensation. I've actually seen some people who don't like this trade in terms of we're giving up a 4th and a 6th and a player and only getting back a 3rd and a 5th. For a guy, remember this is a guy who was not in the plans in the future of this organization. This is a completely different team. Adam Peters has been out here making incredible moves for guys that they really need in the trenches on long-term deals, and then some established vets to establish culture, guys like Eckler and Wagner and Zach Ertz, guys like that. And now he's making these trades for guys who are not going to be here. That's pretty wild to me that anybody would have any problem with trading, trading your 3rd string quarterback, because we know that that's what Sam was going to be. I've been trying to say it for the last month or so that they are trading Sam Howell or releasing him if nobody was going to give up any compensation. So this is a fantastic deal for a guy you got in the 5th round and who played 18 games and basically led you to the number 2 overall pick. That's what you're getting for a third string quarterback. And for your team, he would have been a third stringer. When they signed Marcus Mariota to be the backup, Marcus Mariota was not coming in here to be the third stringer. And you know what's going to happen with the number 2 overall pick. Sam was just not going to have that opportunity. Now let's just kind of say, let's look at what Sam did in this last 2 years here in Washington after being a 5th round pick in the 2022 draft. You know, he never really got a chance that entire first year until the very end of the season when he got that last game against the Cowboys. And then he started every game. We all know that the head coach failed him, the offensive coordinator failed him, and the talent or lack thereof around him failed him. The offensive line. We get it. That's absolutely true that all of that occurred. But what's apparent to everybody is he didn't have the talent to overcome any of that. And you just know it. There are scouts and guys out there that just know it. That's why he was a 5th round pick. I know people don't like when I say that or when others say that. There's a reason he was a 5th round pick. He is not a starting caliber. Yes, I did have a little bit of a brain fart in the middle of the season when I called Sam Howell him. But if you had listened to the show beforehand, I constantly said he is not the guy who is going to be the quarterback of the future. You can see it. He cannot process what's going on in the field, and he cannot make those decisions quick enough to be a starting quarterback. And I don't believe that all of these other factors that are not him, as we talked about, the offensive line, the offensive coordinator, the head coach, all of that, the talent around him, those are just excuses. You can see it in his play that he is unable to process what's going on, to read a defense, and then to make the plays. Once they figured him out, it was over for him. And the team knew it. Everybody around the organization knew that he was not the starting quarterback caliber player. And there are fans who are going to be very upset about this, and I get it, because they all thought that everything around him is what failed him, but really it's him. He has tons of talent. He doesn't have the ability to read a defense and process what's going on and make that quick decision. He's got a great arm. He's tough. He is pretty darn accurate. He can't do the things that take you to that next level, because there are a million guys who have the same amount of talent that he does that didn't make it because they couldn't do it either. And I mean, just think of guys like Marcus Mariota, and who was the number 2 overall pick after an amazing year at Oregon, his senior year, where he just dominated. He can't process what's going on. He can make plays. He can make throws. But he can't be a consistent every down quarterback. And the same goes for Sam Howell. So, okay, that's why they traded him. That's why Washington traded him, because he is not good enough to be the quarterback of the future. So those who think otherwise, I'm sorry, but that's just an absolute fact. He's not good enough. He's going to go to Seattle, and he's going to compete with Geno Smith for that starting quarterback, and he's going to lose. He's going to be the backup in Seattle. Mark it down. Washington now has, here are their draft picks in the top 100. 2, 26, 40, 67, 78, and 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the top 100. Those are their draft picks right now. The 78, that's one that they got from Seattle. And the 100 is for the Chase Young deal. That's the one they got from San Francisco. They still also have 138, 152, and 222 behind as well. They've got a lot of picks. They've got 9 picks in 7 rounds, 6 in the top 100. This means one of 2 things, right? Are they going to use these picks to move up to number 1? Are they building ammunition to move up to number 1 to get Caleb? I don't think so, but they have the ammunition now. They've got a lot of picks that they can give up to move up to number 1 if that's what they really want to do. I don't think that that's what they're going to do. They're going to stay at number 2 and take Jaden Daniels. That's my feeling. I have no insight on that, but that's what I think that they are going to do. And they're going to take a tackle at 26, and they might even take another tackle at 40, or an edge rusher, or a corner. Now, a corner would probably be one of those, but they've got 6 guys in the top 100. This is how you rebuild an organization. You sign guys to fill in the trenches and uh, and Armstrong and Allegretti and Luvu. You sign those guys to long-term deals, right there in those trenches. Then you just kind of sprinkle some talent around them on shorter deals, veterans who are going to come in and who are going to turn that locker room around. Guys like the Bobby Wagners and the Dante Fowler Juniors and the Austin Ecklers and the Zach Ertz. Those are the guys that are going to get that locker room straight and start building a culture. They won't be here probably in 2025. All those guys I mentioned, probably not. But they're going to establish that culture, and Washington is going to continue to build in the trenches and get that quarterback, and we'll see what happens going forward. But as I said, what's next for Sam? He's going to go out to Seattle. He's going to get a fresh start. He's got Geno Smith there in front of him, who's got a big contract, but it's a short contract. So look, he can go out there and maybe he can impress that organization enough. They're starting with a new coach and a new attitude and a sort of a new style, and maybe he's going to be their guy starting the year after. I don't think so, but they have somebody to compete with Geno Smith because they got rid of Drew Lock, who competed with Geno Smith 2 years ago, won the job, and then had a fantastic season. Regressed last year, but now he's got Sam Howell back behind him. And I don't think he's going to feel a whole lot of threat from Howell to take his job. But good for Sam Howell. Sam Howell's been nothing but class. He's a hard worker. He's a coach's son. He's got tons of talent, all of that good stuff. Nothing against him personally. He just couldn't get the job done here in Washington. I'm glad he's out. I'd said it from the beginning that they shouldn't have drafted him because of all of those sort of expectations that they would put on a guy who I didn't believe would live up to those expectations, and that's kind of how it turned out. But he's gone. The Sam Howell era is over. We're going to have a new starting quarterback next year, obviously, which is going to add to that long list of starting quarterbacks. And how many starting quarterbacks year after year after year has Washington had? Last year, of course, was Sam Howell. The year before that was Carson Wentz. The year before that, Ryan Fitzpatrick. The year before that, I don't know, Dwayne Haskins, Alex Smith, starting the season opener. It just keeps going and going and going, probably all the way back till Kirk Cousins was the last guy to do it 2 years in a row. They're setting all kinds of records for starting quarterbacks on game one for the new year. But this time they're going to get it probably with the number 2 overall pick, and they're going to be able to hopefully have that quarterback in place for the next 7 to 10 years and be contenders. That's the plans Adam Peters is putting together. I have absolutely loved everything that he has done in this offseason. Even the long snapper was a fantastic pick. There's a couple of guys in there that I just don't think are going to work, but that's fine. They didn't give anybody a ton of money. They've still got a ton of cap room to sign guys who are going to shake free, right? We talked about this last night on our show. There are guys who you have no idea that all of a sudden they're going to become available. 2 days ago, did you know Mike Williams from the Chargers was going to be available? No. Did you know, I forget, the offensive tackle from the Cardinals was all of a sudden going to become available? No. But that's what happens. And so they become available, and Washington's still going to have a ton of money to be able to get some of these guys. And the 2025 class and the 2025 cap is looking good even as of now. Masterclass in what he's doing. I don't think 24 is going to be the year they completely turn it around, but you're going to start to see a shift. And that's what's the exciting part of being a Commanders fans nowadays. Love this trade. Love everything that they're doing. Glad Sam is gone, but nothing personal against him. But they needed to rid him out of this organization. To go from number 1 to number 3 is something that most Eagles can't handle, and I didn't think it was a good idea to have him around. So good on Washington for trading Sam Howell to the Seahawks with 2 picks for 2 better picks for a guy you only spent a 5th-round draft pick on. That's a pretty darn good deal to me. So appreciate everybody checking in. Make sure you leave a comment if you agree with all the stuff I said. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that was just wacky to you and you think I'm crazy, but that's what fandom is all about, is having your opinion and having it heard. So make sure you leave a comment, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notifications so that you get notified when we put content out there, which is a lot. If you're listening on audio, make sure you leave a rating and review. That helps us as well. We appreciate everybody for checking in. Last night's live show was hot. We're live every single Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you're there. And we are, of course, a part of the Believe Network. We appreciate that network as well. And we are sponsored by Bet Online. So until next time, be a fan.